Hello and welcome back to Life in Life Sciences, hosted by myself, Steve Gannon. Episode 3 today is going to see me sitting down with Deborah O'Neil. Deborah is a horse enthusiast. She is a biotechnology entrepreneur, and most of all, she is the founder and CEO of NovaBiotics. They are a leading biotech clinical stage company based in Scotland with a focus on the design and development of first-in-class anti-infectives. Deb's actually dedicated over 20 years of her career to this cause. So Deb, look, really pleased to have you on. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. How are you getting on? How's lockdown? How's life?
All's good, thank you. So very busy, work-wise, obviously crazy, but positive time for the sector. And yeah, those horses and everything else at home, which is the new operational headquarters, a very nice distraction from everything that's going on out there. Thanks. So good to be this morning.
No, absolutely. It's quite funny you say the operational center. It does kind of remind me, I haven't seen it earlier, it kind of reminds me of the Batcave. You're right underground, big thick walls. No, Deb, thanks again for coming on. Look, I think it'd be good to get an understanding, a kind of bird's eye view from yourself as a CEO and founder. Just a general outline of NovaBiotics, really. So yeah, take it away.
Absolutely. So, as you summarized, we're a drug discovery and development company. We're very good at the sharp end of that process when it comes to new, much needed therapies for infectious disease and also respiratory disease. So I guess what's unique about NovaBiotics is that mix and the breadth and depth of the pipeline and the technology platforms we've developed, and the fact that we're not just focused on bacterial disease or fungal disease or viral disease. Our technology platforms are applicable to all of those types of infections. And yeah, it's interesting that I think we're in a space within the life science sector that the spotlight since the pandemic has been very much shone on. So yeah, that's the space we're in. We have a range of clinical stage and some earlier preclinical products, and excited for the next phase, I guess, of the company's growth and development as those product candidates are advanced further towards the clinic and hopefully patients.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. It sounds like there's a lot on the horizon. And I guess kind of going back, outside of the whole scientific piece, I'm a big fan of video, obviously. And I have watched the videos that you guys have put out a number of times. I've really enjoyed them. What kind of made you go down that market? What made you kind of jump into the video world? Is it something you've done for a while, or something that just came about? So
it's a new thing for us, actually. I guess the strange times that we're living in, we're not able to engage face to face. We can't network. We can't meet our colleagues, our collaborators, potential commercial partners in the same way that we did kind of just more than a year ago. So for us, we thought, well, it's still important to be able to engage with all of those kind of stakeholders, all of our colleagues, collaborators, and a way to do that is let's just go digital. Let's do that with online content. So definitely through social media channels, videos, animation, obviously just keeping people more up to date through the posts, also. So I guess it's just a transition in how we're communicating what we're doing that the pandemic has brought about. But I think it's something that will stick. I think it's really useful. It's one of those things that we're doing from necessity, but I think we'll certainly maintain and keep up doing that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see more, to be fair. I really enjoyed them. It's nice to see. It's nice and crisp, nice and clean and straight to the point. Yeah, look, one thing I wanted to mention as well, which I know we spoke about kind of quite recently, but one thing I do know that you guys are going through at the moment, which is really exciting, is the news of your COVID therapy moving to phase 3. I'm assuming it's something that you do want to speak about. I certainly would if I was you. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So yeah, you're spot on. We're really excited about this. We have worked our socks off for the past year since the world heard about COVID and the awful impact on those that are infected with the virus, and all that work has now resulted in Nilexa, which is our novel antimicrobial immunomodulatory therapy for COVID and other pneumonias being ready to go into phase 3. Hopefully, that will be in the next few weeks. So we're really excited about that, and hopefully it makes a difference. And yeah, so it's a big milestone for the company. Definitely, we're really excited.
Yeah, no, it's great. So it's very exciting for myself as an outsider as well, to be fair. And outside of Alexa, did you guys kind of have any other proprietary tech platforms, or is that the kind of the main one?
Well, Nilexa has been developed from one of our platforms, our small molecule aminothiol platform. Again, I think what's unique about NovaBiotics is this mix of 2 technology platforms, but some fairly advanced products already that have come from those. So from the same platform that we've developed Nilexa from, we also have drug resistance compounds that can be used alongside of antibiotics to circumvent drug resistance in bacterial disease and tackle AMR, and also therapies for cystic fibrosis. And this is the crossover between infection and respiratory disease. Linavex, which are the treatments for cystic fibrosis, address the complicated chest infections in CF, either treating those when patients have flare-ups or preventing them from happening. And you can really see where Nilexa for COVID was born, if you like, because we're all looking at these molecules in very complex chest infections anyway.
Yeah.
So that's really the small molecule platform. And then we also have peptide microbials for fungal disease and bacterial disease. So it's a completely different platform.
Yeah.
Both, though, is that these have all come from immunology. So these are all molecules that have been engineered from what the innate immune system uses to combat infection anyway, and combat infection in a way that circumvents existing resistance and prevents it happening in the future. So I'm an immunologist, not a microbiologist or a virologist by background. So common to both of those platforms and all of the product candidates that we're developing, including Nilexa for COVID, is that their heritage, if you like, is very much within immunology and the immune system. So it's a very different way of tackling infection.
No, it does. It sounds very exciting. It certainly sounds like, a move in the right direction, should we say. And I guess speaking of moving in the right direction, obviously we're, what are we now, towards the end of Feb. Any big plans coming up for 2021? Anything in the pipeline that I should be keeping an eye out, or whoever's watching should keep an eye out for?
So I guess obviously there's going to be the Nilexa story. We've got some really interesting publications about to come out around some of our other therapy candidates as well. And I think it's just about advancing all of those product candidates that we talked about further along in their journey to becoming much needed therapies in a space that I think people now realize is so important in terms of infectious disease and the impact that it can have on individuals, but also society and the world as a whole. Yeah,
no, look, I really appreciate running through all that. To be fair, I know we are I guess in the trying to keep the time and stuff. We do have a couple of minutes left. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to kind of mention to anybody that may be watching about yourself or NovaBiotics or anything coming up? An opportunity to speak on the platform, really?
Yeah, so again, I just think it's such an interesting time for infectious diseases, and just the value now that are placed on the kind of treatments that we're developing. And it's sort of taken a pandemic for that spotlight talking about to be re-angled towards companies like us, the sort of treatments that we're developing. And just that acknowledgement that obviously not just COVID and being pandemic ready for the next one, but infectious disease and antimicrobial resistance as a whole, and antimicrobial resistance as a bigger tsunami that's kind of coming behind COVID. And just so, yeah, I think it's a really exciting time for us at the moment to be in this space, and more power to people who have remained in this space as we have over the last 15 years.
Yeah,